about a team. So the instructors for this course is me, Anshuman Singh. So I mostly do game development and full stack web development. Then we have Wahib who does Unity, Blender, and blockchain. Then we have Abhijit who does UI UX and designing, and Ashwani does AR, Unity, and Snap filters, and finally Akash who does everything. So yeah, and then the mentors for this course are Dhruv and Yash. So Dhruv also does game development and a little bit of web development, and Yash Bhatia does game dev and ML. You might also know him as he's the instructor of the ML course. So, like throughout this workshop, in any of the sessions, if you have any queries, you can even unmute and talk right now, or all of the mentors and instructors are available on chat. So, if you have any queries, you can yeah, reach out to us at any time. So, yeah, you can find our contact details in the handout as well. So, yeah, let's begin. Yeah. So, first question, like a lot of you might have, is why game development? So, game development is a rapidly growing industry. Like in just past few years, it has evolved a lot, and now it has been started to be considered as one of the mainstream industries. So then, yeah, game dev also allows you to explore your creative side. So it means like you can convert any of your imaginations or any of your ideas into games, or any kind of, like, it's one of it's one of your creative outlets. And then, yeah, you get to play games as a part of your project. So yeah, that's self-explanatory. And then, yeah, this is like one of the few fields in which like, since game development is so vast, it includes modeling, sound designing, writing scripts, drawing, everything. So yeah, you get to work with a lot of tools, and yeah, it is fun to work developing games. So now that we know, like, what an amazing field game development is, so how do we start developing games? So, like, one might say, ki, why not use the traditional languages? Like, I mean, uh, there are a lot of courses for like Python, C, JavaScript, and those things. Why not just use those languages and create games? So that's one way, and another way is using a game engine. So if like, we can actually develop games with like Python or something, but then like, the advantage of a game engine is that it provides us with the necessary set of features that helps us make games quickly and effectively. So, like, suppose if you are creating a physics-based game or anything, so if you're using Python, you might have to code the laws of gravity and laws of gravity from scratch, and add collider logics, like, right, momentum conservation and stuff. You might have to make your own input system, your own graphics, and those things. So, like, those things aren't your top priority while creating a game. So what a game engine does is it takes care of those things for you, so that you can just focus on the game mechanics and the game design. So that's why most of us prefer using a game engine, as it accelerates the process of creating games. So yeah, now there are, yeah, so as I said, like, game engines provide us a lot of features. Like, they already have rendering engines, physics, sound manager, memory management, networking. Like, these things are already built in. So it's similar to having a framework. Like, if you use Android Studio to develop apps, so it already has a lot of things pre-programmed, so you need not worry about that. So yeah, that's why we use game engines. So now there are various game engines as well. Like, you might have heard of Unreal, Unity, then there's CryEngine, and yeah, like, there are a lot of ones. But the main reason, like, we mostly focus with like, continue with Unity. So why Unity? Like, again, game engines are like you can choose any one of them, but the why we chose Unity is because it was very intuitive and easy to learn. Then Unity provides like most of the engines provide, but yeah, Unity provides like multi-platform support, so you can make games from Android to PS4, Xbox, anything. So yeah, that's there. And then Unity uses C sharp to for scripting. So C sharp is very similar to C++ and Java. So if you know either one of those languages, then writing code in C sharp becomes very easy. And yeah, so and it is also used by a lot of companies. So also the thing about game engines is that once you learn a particular engine, then shifting to engines is easy. Like only the layout changes and those things. So yeah. uh, so, okay, now will we, I think, as per the prerequisites which we had put up, like, I hope you have Unity installed. If not, please do that quickly because we would be doing it. And I hope you have the LTS version. Like, usually the LTS versions are generally stable and yeah, like, they are better to have. So, mm, yeah, just ensure that. And so now let's just try creating a project. So you can just like I already have a, if you all of the projects come up here, so you can either select one of them or just create a new project. uh, yeah, so what Unity Hub basically like provides like it helps you manage all your projects and all your installs. So like different Unity versions have different features, like the newer features. Uh, okay, no, that's I think what you're downloading is Unity Hub. So after that, uh, the Unity might take time. So like it's fine if any version is fine. It's like you need not have the long-term support, you can work with other versions, but there are few edge cases, like sometimes it might happen ki some particular thing might not work or there might be a bug which hasn't been fixed. In that case you might have to then switch to a version. So it's similar to Ubuntu, like you can have any version of Ubuntu, but it's preferred that most of them use the long-term support version, right? So same thing goes with Unity. So yeah.
Should we make a project 2D or 3D? Like it's saying create
Huh.
a new project.
So see, yeah, for now, create it using 3D in projects, just new, and yeah, for now you can set. Okay, yeah, you can select 3D, and you can select a location as well. Like it's better. Like I think by default it puts it into slash normal project, so you can do that, and you can name it something, whatever you feel like, and yeah, so in this, these are basically templates. So it's like, let me just clear this. Like it's not like if I've selected 3D, then I can't switch to high definition RP or universal render pipeline or even 2D for that matter. So what this does is if in case you're working on 3D, it automatically puts all the packages that is needed. So in future, if you want to add for add URP or HDRP, then in that case you can just add those packages. So like for now, just select 3D and you can just click create. So I think once you click create, then it will take some time to create the project, and you would be yeah presented with a similar screen. So yeah, like do let me know, like are you have you created a project? Like are you able to see the screen? Okay. So yeah, like for today, we've just planned to just familiarize you with all these things. Like it might be a bit overwhelming, to see all these different panels here and there, and might intimidate you. So let's just break it down, bit by bit. So initially, let's just oh, the test script. No, this is something I just created. I just delete this. Okay, I think it should be like this. Sorry, uh, yeah, it's fine, right? Okay. So yeah, so let's start. So initially, like in the above, you can see in the file menu, you might have two options: new scene and a new project. So I'll tell you like the main difference between scenes and projects is that okay, just a second. The main difference between a scene and a project is that a scene is like a level. Like you might have seen in games, you might have one level which uses some particular assets, and as soon as you complete that, the screen goes black and you get like you move on to another level, right? So that's what a scene is.
Is that a cutscene? Like जो games में cutscenes आते हैं फिर black out हो जाता है?
हाँ, so yeah, so see, scenes are basically जब major assets change होते हैं ना, like कभी it's sometimes it's sunny, then तुरंत winter पे चला जाता है,
Yes,
और
yes, हाँ.
हाँ, so those are scenes. So
Okay.
initially, like it's a good practice to okay, yeah, so yeah, so that's what a scene is, and a project is basically a whole game. So a project consists of all of your scenes and all of your assets which you are using, and yeah, a scene is just a particular level in your game. So yeah, that's what is here. Then you have build settings and build and run. So basically once you've completed making it, and then you need to suppose just run it or test it, you can save it. So for now, let's just leave that part. Yeah, so that was that. Then now bottom you might see there are two okay, another thing, like these things are which you can see, these are windows. So console is a window, project, inspector, navigation, then game, all these things are windows. So like you might have seen that if you try dragging and dropping, you can separate it out and arrange it however you want. So in case by chance, if you sometime like it happens ki, like you delete a window or you close it, then you can just go to window and you can bring the things. So like general may scene, if I click scene, so yeah, scene comes up. And similarly in window, animation window, if I just click animation, I get the animation window. And if I want, I can just add it here. So got it, right? Like, and in case if you have messed it up and you want it to look how it was originally there, like how it is now, I think there's an option to, okay, it's in, uh, yeah, you can reset all layouts, and you can even save a layout if you want. So in case if you mess this up, you can just reset your layout to whatever was there in default. So yeah, that's a little bit about all these windows. So yeah, now the first window which we'll see is the project window. So now this project window shows you what all is present in your current project. So like currently, I have, this is my whole project. In this, I have two folders: assets and packages. So in packages, as I selected 3D, so 3D may I got Text Mesh Pro, Timeline, Unity UI, and those things. So like yeah, if you would have selected Unity 3, I mean a universal render pipeline, then different packages would have been added. So that's what is different. And then in assets, if I click on assets, then here, yeah, this window shows the contents of the folder. So currently in assets, I have scenes. We just learned what scenes are, and this is the sample scene. So yeah, like if you click on it, this is the scene which is open right now. So now, so this was the project window. Now we have the console window. So in
Can
console,
you
yeah,
tell the difference between packages and assets again?
yeah. So packages are like, okay, take Java for example. Like in Java, you have math library, you have time library, OS library, right? Sorry, OS packages and those things. So those are pre-written things, right, which helps you like you can use those functions directly. Similarly in Unity, we have packages which we use. So suppose key like I've added this Unity collaborates package. So because of that, now I can add Unity collaborate here. So I can, I got the collaborate thing, like this is already enabled. So yeah, so you need not worry about packages right now. So packages is something which like someone else has made, so we can just import it, and it makes our life easier. We can just start coding using that. Now assets include your own scripts, so you can these includes the scripts and materials, textures, game like objects, like any 3D model or those things which you plan on using. So those things come under assets. So currently we have one scenes and there's a sample scene. Now suppose I want to add a script, so I can just right click, create, and you can see a lot of different types of assets that I can add. So like I can create another folder. So let's do that. Like it's always a good practice to have everything sorted, so like organized. So just I'm creating a folder scripts, and in this now I can create another C sharp script. So now I'll just name this as test script. So yeah, I hope now you're familiar with this particular window. It shows you basically like you need not worry about packages at all. Like it's recommended you never touch the packages folder. If you want to import packages, we'll show you later, like when we actually import a package. But there is a way in assets you can import package, so you can import from here. And for assets you can drag and drop on this window, or you can go to your file folder and just paste things here. So yeah, so now that we're familiar with this, let's go to the console window. So here basically, like suppose sometimes I need to see the, like suppose I'm creating a fighting game and I want to see the health at each state. So that time it would be better key if I can see the health, like instead of displaying it on the screen, I can just put it on the console window, right? So it helps us logging and printing small stuff, which helps us to debug the game and find out any errors. So that's the console window. Now next we have the hierarchy. So now in project we see all the assets that are used in a whole project, whereas in the hierarchy I'll be able to see the things that are used in a particular scene. So in my current scene, which is the sample scene, I just have a main light, main camera and a directional light. So I don't have, okay, I don't have anything else. So nothing else shows up. So now, yeah. So here, like suppose I want to create a new object. So I'll just create a cube. So now I'll just name it like my cube. Okay. So now, as you see, like when I click on things here, I'm able to zoom and see where the particular thing is. But so I can see that in this section, right? So this is the scene view. So it is simple as what it says. It just shows you what's there in your current scene, which is open. So currently sample scene is open. So I'll be able to see what was present in the sample scene. And so yeah, that's the scene window. And then we have the game view. So what game view does is key, okay, so uh, usually what you see in a game view is what you have set your main camera to show. Suppose this is my main camera, right? So my main camera sees the cube, so that's why in my game view I can see this. So basically game view just shows you what it would show if a player was actually playing it. So suppose if I move the camera front or back, I'll be able to see the cube position change. So that's the game view. So now like it's recommended that you use Unity with a proper mouse rather than touchpad, because there are a few things like in this also you can, like if you want to navigate in the scene view, you can do that using like just by using the middle mouse button you can pan, using right click you can rotate. And yeah, so it's better to use a mouse. If you don't have it, there is a helper uh, toolbar here. So this is the hand tool. If you click this, then your left click would simulate a like pan movement, and then we have this rotate tool. Okay, wait. Okay. So yeah, okay. This is just the pan part. Yeah, then yeah, the next thing is about the properties. Now suppose I click on when I click on each of these things, you can see the inspector changes and I get different uh like uh different properties and different things. So basically what this inspector does, it whatever object is selected, it shows the different properties and what I can change of it. So currently, I think main camera and directional light looks a bit different and this thing, but it is the same thing. So, like for example, for this cube, let's just see what this transform mean. So suppose I change x to 1 or 2 or 6. So yeah, like it just changes the position. So this is what how you can change the position. Now suppose I want to change the rotation, so I can just okay, let's give it a arbitrary rotation. Yeah, so as you can see, the rotation reflects on this, and then scale. So if we can see, like you can see these three axes, right? So the blue is the z, so this is the z axis. Now suppose I need to scale it twice, like in the z axis. I can just write 2 and it scales up. So I can write 5 or 60 and like whatever, it scales up that way. So okay, yeah, so that's okay. So so that's like so this thing just shows you different properties. Now suppose you want to like these are the properties of a cube which come by default, so you need not worry about this. We can just we will look into this at a later part. Now suppose I need to add my own properties to a particular object. So for that I can just click on add component here, and suppose like I need a character controller or something else like audio, visual, you can add these components. And suppose you want to add a script, so there are two ways. Either you can take the script and drag it to here. So just a second. Yeah, so this way now you can see that in the cube I have the test script object here. So this means key now the script has been attached to this, and now whatever I write in this, the object will obey this. So this is one way, and if you want to remove, you can just remove the component. Another way is just write out the script name. So here it is test script. So I can just select this. This is my script, and yeah. So yeah, this was the yeah, I think I have covered. Like, do you have any doubts as of now about this? Like, I think I have covered everything. Is there anything that you don't that isn't covered? Do you have any questions about any particular window?
Yeah, can you once again explain how do we add a new component in the
Okay.
inspector?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll just do that again. So see, like I've selected the object, right? Like if I want to add something to my main camera, I first select the main camera. In the then in the inspector part, I can see its properties, and then I can click on add component. So for that same thing, I'll just go to my cube. I'll click on add component, and I can search the name of the component. So in this case, I want to add my own script. So I'll just search the name of the script that I've made. So I've created a script named test script, right? So yeah, so I can just find it here. I just click this, and now if I see this thing, it shows here. It is this one. So that's how you add it. Like okay, so yeah, so like if you double click on that, it opens the script. So yeah, let me just okay. The font size is fine, right? For this, like you're able to read, right? So Uh, so this is now let's see what you will be told more about the start and the update methods and those things. For now, I just want to show you one thing. Like suppose if I want to log something, like I'll just write debug.log. Uh, I just write this on queue, and yeah, I think the syntax is correct. Now if I okay, just a second. So yeah, now everything's done. Yeah, so it if you see a star mark here, that means like you made changes which haven't been saved. So just press Command S or Control S, and those changes would be saved. So usually, before testing, it's better to save your script. So sometimes what happens is Unity crashes while you're testing something. So in that case, it's always better to save your scene before you test anything. So let's just right now yeah, okay, so here we have play, pause, and skip. So what skip does is it plays it frame by frame. So currently I've clicked play and I can just see my cube. As I said, key in our main camera just shows at the cube and does nothing. And if you see here, you can see a small type, right? Like something's written here. I'm on cube. So you can just go to console, and now here you can see like how the log statements work. So yeah, like currently, since I have added the script on the cube, so you can see the message. So yeah, this was the basic general overview of the whole Unity UI. There's nothing else that is like the other things. Okay, other things here are, suppose I select this. This helps me just move the object anywhere, like according to its local coordinates. So that's that. And suppose I click this. This helps me orient it. It rotates the object. So either I can do it here, or I can just click this and do. So no, I can do it for any object. I can even do it for the directional light also. So that, and then this is the scale tool. So if you scale it using the center one, it scales equally all sides, and this one just scales it on a particular axis. And yeah, this is the, okay, we'll come to the rect tool later, but for now, yeah, basically it's like scaling itself, but it uses rotation and as well as scaling uh, to achieve whatever the main final thing is. So yeah, do you have any questions regarding the like the editor UI as of now?
If you wanted to add another cube, how would you add it?
Okay, so for that I can just go to the hierarchy, or you can go to even game object and create 3D object cube. So see, this is one way. Another way is you can just right click, create 3D object, and if you want to create a sphere or a capsule or a cylinder, anything, see, these are the like these ones are already done by UI, I mean Unity. So like Unity has already made these. Suppose if you want to add something on your own, you can that first import it in your assets, and then you can move it, uh, drag and drop it to the scene. So yeah, we would be doing those as well. Like we would be also creating our own model in Blender, and then importing those things. So yeah, like it's pretty simple. You can, yeah. Anything else? So I'm hoping ki everything else was like, yeah, like you were able to understand at least the basics of the UI. Like it's fine if some things went ahead or were a bit complicated, but yeah, you as make your own games, it would be much easier to follow along.
Um, I wonder,
Yeah, yeah.
this scene is only one still frame.
No, no. See, the scene isn't one frame, one still. So, like, yeah, I can understand the confusion. Like, currently, we haven't added any physics or any movement to any of the parts. But if we add that, then yeah, those objects move. So, uh, think of this as a simulation. Like, suppose I just click on play, and then everything. Wait, okay, let's just try something. Uh, okay, now if I click play. Okay, you can see, right? The cube fell down. Hello. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, this is what happens. So basically, you add scripts, you add components in a way how you want the game objects to interact with each other. So as you saw, I just added a rigid body script, which basically adds gravity to that part. So if nothing's stopping it, it will keep falling down indefinitely. So don't worry about that. Like we will be covering those things. But like, do you have any doubts with any of the UI? Like, if there's nothing, then we can proceed to the next part where we'll add a small script. Like we'll understand more about what's happening in the script and how things work. So